you can move through these resiliency keys. And there are a lot of different ways to do it. I want to just lovingly and gently point you to the quantum alignment system. These programs go through all of the resiliency keys and they integrate energy psychology, the emotional freedom technique, subtle body therapies, coaching, and human design in such a way that you get a very targeted way, a very targeted process that helps you start hacking away at any of the conditioning that you might have that's keeping you from stepping into your vitality or your value or your power or anything else, your lovability, your self-trust, your emotional wisdom. So certainly I would say if you want a really good, documented, scientifically proven method that's going to help you start to tackle these things, check out the quantum alignment system, quantumalignmentsystem.com. There are practitioners there who are amazing, who you can work with privately. And we just have an army of loving practitioners that work to really support you in this. Anytime you start to catch yourself in these old stories, these old dynamics, one of the other most powerful things that you can do is literally just stop yourself in that dynamic and go remove yourself and go write a different story. Literally go write a different story, like a creative writing assignment around what's happening and how you're perceiving yourself in the moment. We underestimate how powerful language is. We know now from science that language can actually program DNA. That language actually we can actually use language and the frequencies of the cadence of language to splice DNA. It literally can function like a laser. We know that language, when we use high frequency, high quality language, meaning we tell good stories about who we are, literally just as simple as telling a story. There's no you don't have to read some kind of 12th level ascension dynamic. You don't have to use some kind of crystalline technology. All you got to do is use your words, the words of your mouth and your mind, translate divine spark, and ultimately have the power to tell the true story about who you really are. You can use the power of your words to just write a different story. So it might look something like, you're engaged in a power dynamic with a relative and you're feeling really overpowered and annoyed with the control dynamics, right? And you're sitting there and you're stewing. I don't know if you guys stew, but I stew, right? You're sitting and you're like stewing. Why does that person always do that? Why am I always stuck in this dynamic? Why does she always, and you're in that and you're feeling, and then you start to get into, I feel so dumb. Why can't I ask for what I want? Why can't I get what I want? That whole blah, blah, blah that we all do. Take that story, go get, here, a bunch of pens, go get a notebook. This is mine. And rewrite that story the way you want it to show up in your life. Literally write it the way you want it to show up. And when you do that, you begin the process of creating a structure. Language creates a template, a structure. It begins to draw into your life things that match that new story. It doesn't mean you don't have to also do some of the deconditioning work and get in there and shift around some of those old belief systems, but it's a great place to start. It's a great place to initiate manifesting something different in your reality. So become a master storyteller, because it's an incredibly healing thing to give yourself and to do for yourself. And certainly I would say the human design chart shows us, the human design year is split into 4 quarters. The second quarter, the entire thing we do for the entire second quarter is we rewrite language. We use the power of language to build a structure for what we're going to manifest. Your words are important, and it's really our language and our words that set us apart as living beings that are very different than other living beings. We are the only living beings on the planet that have the ability to translate divine inspiration into language. And if you're using that translation to tell a story that's not true about who you are, start first with the translation.